Story time, and I'm going to be reading stories for a few weeks, Saturdays, out of my little journal book that I call You and Me. It's letters that I wrote. I think it says the years at the front. Uh, well, if I ever get to the, I think it started from 1994 and maybe ends, it doesn't say, but anyway, that's when it started. And so I'm going to read one called The 12th Day of Christmas. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 sheep a twinning, 1 wheel a winning. Oh, I'm going to start over. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 sheep a twinning, 1 wheel a spinning, and an antique rug loom. The loom stands about 4.5 feet at the castle. Still, in spite of its size, we are planning to put the loom in the living room after we have cleaned, repaired, and refinished it. The loom, that is. The living room will be our living loom. Tom and I have already cleaned up the old shuttles and bobbins. The basket that holds them now also hold hope for me that someday, I'll those shuttles and bobbins will be used again with sheep, wheel, and loom. Our new year is off to an interesting start. Oh, but I must introduce the newly purchased sheep. First, Abby. She is black and silver, curly, and beautiful. Abby is about 7 months old, a Lincoln wool-bred lamb. Next is our own black ram, also a Lincoln, about the same age as Abby. Of course, I named him Abe. This makes 7 sheep in my permanent flock. We have more, but the market lambs aren't countable as year-round sheep. I've also picked out another lamb to buy when she is old enough to be weaned. She is a French girl, a purebred Rambouillet with the softest white fleece. I have already named her Babette. These 3 new lambs will start our wool-producing flock, wool that hopefully I will learn to spin and then to weave into woolly nice things. I'm going to skip a little paragraph in there and begin here. Tom and I were having a spot of tea and a bit of a goodie when Molly May, this is the cat, came rushing in, interrupting our conversation by blurting out, "The hens are arguing again. Henny Penny said we lived in Napa. She said she saw NAMMPA printed on the shipping box she came in. But Graybird says she was born in Idaho, right here at home. Who's right? Where do we live?" "Oh, Molly," I answered as I set my cup of tea down and picked the kitty up on my lap, stroking her white and black soft fur. "Both were right. We have resided in Napa, Idaho since 1991 and what I call my little country farm." Molly, who had started to purr, jumped off my lap and said somewhat in a perplexed tone, "Abe, the ram, said this isn't a farm. I heard Abe say to Freddie Fricassee that Abe himself came from a real farm and lived with 150 other sheep, and those 9 ewes and lambs and his 24 hens didn't make a farm, even with us 2 cats thrown in, and I don't want to be thrown anywhere." Molly, by golly, you listen to too much gossip. So Abe came from a big farm, and we only have 8 acres. It doesn't matter that we are small. The hens give us eggs, the sheep share their wool, and the apple trees give us pies all during the fall. and you catch mice in the hay. So you see, we are a farm. Tom becoming bored with her talk and finishing his tea, as well as mine, said, "It's time I must get back to work if ever I'm to get those thousands of boxes made before the new year." Molly ran to the door, eager to go out and find Annie, the other cat, to tell her what I'd said, no doubt. I settled down again to draw you pictures of life on our farm, hoping it will be the start of some woolly, nice things for the year 1996. We wish you a happy new year and thank you for making our last year joyous and blessed. And I do thank you for making this last year very joyous and blessed. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for subscribing. And I just appreciate you. And those that aren't subscribed and watch me, thank you. I really do just think you have added to my year and made it more joyous. And I hope your year is joyous too.